Welcome back and welcome to our informative dialogue between our two regular attorneys of the Capitol Forum. This conversation will be carried out in a session called Business and Immigration Law Updates. This is a proud presentation of Mr. Ramesh Khurana, who is the Chief Attorney and Counselor at Law at the Khurana Law Firm located in Gaithersburg, Maryland. The moderator on this set is Attorney Kenneth Haber from Boyd's, Maryland. This week, Attorney Haber has a set of questions for Attorney Khurana regarding provisional waivers for unlawful presence and its concept. Let's join this conversation.
Welcome. My name's Ken Haber. This is the Capitol Forum, and with us is Ramesh Khurana. Welcome, Ramesh.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Our pleasure. Ramesh is here to elucidate on immigration matters because of the fact that he's one of the best immigration attorneys that I know.
Because you are my friend.
Well, because you're one of the best immigration attorneys I know that I say that, not because you're my friend. And the fact of the matter is Ramesh has clients across the world, not just across the country, because immigration's international, as you know.
Because everybody wants to immigrate to the United States, so you have to deal with all nationalities, right?
It's the greatest country on earth.
Right. I agree with you.
I truly feel
I
that.
agree with you.
I might not agree with all the things that come out, but by the time it's all out, it's gone through its process, and that's the greatest process that we have. It survived centuries.
Really, I agree with you, Ken. Yeah,
it's true. It's true. But in any event, because people are dying to get here,
they are really dying to get over here.
They're really dying to
Believe
get
me.
here.
I give you one example on your statement. This year, in April, when we filed H-1B petitions, we have a total number of 85,000 numbers available. Against 85,000 numbers, 235,000 petitions were filed during the first 5 business days starting from April 1. And then there was a lottery to select 85,000 people. Can you believe that?
Yes.
And these are all highly talented professionals who are highly accomplished people. And so, as you said, they are dying to come to the United States. So I just wanted to support your point.
Well, I appreciate that. This country provides people with security. This country provides people with opportunities that is just not available anyplace in the world.
And all the more the dignity.
Yes, and dignity.
And
people come over here with nothing, and next thing you know, a generation to their president of the United States.
Because they work very hard.
Yes.
They are working on 2 jobs, they are working on 3 jobs, they are working during the weekends.
Yes. And they have this type of opportunity that their children can end up being whoever, the president of this or the president of that. And the process of bringing them over and identifying who's able to stay and who's not is that which you're involved in, the immigration process.
Yes.
And one of the aspects of that is the Form I-601A, Provisional Waivers for Unlawful Presence. And can you elucidate on that for our audience?
Yeah, sure. The Form I-601A waiver basically is of recent origin. Just it happened during the last few years. And if we are talking about the background information regarding this form, because this Form I-601A, this helps in seeking a waiver for the unlawful presence. Now, when we are talking about the unlawful presence, if you remember, in one of the segments on this show, we did talk about the unlawful presence. So, before we discuss the topic, I would like to just recap those thoughts. If a person who has gone out of status and he stays here without any status for more than 180 days, but less than 1 year, that person is barred for 3 years being admitted to the United States. And a person who stays here without any legal status, after 1 year, that person is barred from admission for a period of 10 years. So, these are very stringent bars which operate against the person who has violated the law. But this Form I-601 waiver, now this has been introduced by USCIS, thereby you can ask for the waiver if there is an extreme hardship to the US citizens, spouses and parents. Now recently, in fact as from August 29, they have allowed this kind of waiver to the spouses and parents of even green card holders. So, basically who are who having green cards in this country, they have not yet become citizens, and if we can demonstrate very well by a preponderance of evidence that it would cause extreme hardship to the green card holder spouse or green card holder parent, then this type of waiver can be considered. So, as I said, prior to August 29th, this kind of waiver was available only to US citizen spouses. Now, this is available to the green card holder spouses. Otherwise, what happens is the processing time for this kind of waiver application is close to 8 to 10 months. Now, the person would go back to the home country, and that person would be interviewed by the US Embassy official. They would say, okay, you are eligible to be issued a green card, but the problem is you incurred unlawful presence while you were present in the United States. And the point here is this unlawful presence triggers only when you leave the United States, otherwise it does not trigger. So, that person had to wait in the home country for a period of 10 months before the adjudication of that waiver application. So, while sitting over here, because of the relaxation of this rule for the green card holder spouses and parents, so these people can apply for the waiver while sitting over here. That is the good news.
That's very good news.
Yeah.
Is there any bad side of this one?
There is no bad side.
That's good.
The only bad side is if husband and wife keep on fighting. Otherwise, one spouse would feel better that my spouse is going at least for 9 months or 1 year before the waiver is granted, that is the only bad side.
That's the only
but
bad.
That was just a joke. I think most of the spouses, they are doing very well in their family life, and there is absolutely no problem, and because of this they want to help their spouses, and that is the reason that the spouse is sitting here, because that spouse loves his or her spouse.
And it's better than sitting away in a different country.
Exactly. So, it is always a good news.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could you please explain the concept of provisional waiver of unlawful presence?
Yeah. The concept of provisional waiver, as I said, basically is staying here in the United States for more than 6 months or more than 1 year, then those bars would kick in. So, the purpose of waiver, is a kind of mechanism which would help in waiver of these bars of 3 years and 10 years, and which get triggered when a person leaves the United States to go back to his or her home country.
That's pretty useful to know.
Right.
What does it mean exactly by the term provisional waiver, and what is the possibility that it's going to be granted?
So, you are asking me 2 questions.
I'm asking you 2 questions, yes.
Okay. So, first of all, when you ask me what is the exact meaning of a provisional waiver, so this is called a provisional waiver because based on the application which you file with USCIS, USCIS would make a determination whether to grant the application or deny the application. Once it is approved, then you have to go back to your home country. Again that approval will be conveyed, of course, to the US Embassy or consulate of your home country. You go there, present yourself for grant of a green card. By the way, this provisional waiver is applicable only when any immigrant petition is approved. This is not for non-immigrant. This is only for immigrant visa. Immigrant means green cards. So when you go there and the US consulate or embassy finds that probably there was one more violation. You know, let us say that person entered the United States on a fake passport. Now the embassy official has found out this is what this person did. This person entered from Canada to USA on a fake passport. Then the officer would say, look, you are eligible for a waiver on a different ground now, and this is your entry to the United States on a fake passport. Again, you need to apply again. So that's why this is called a provisional waiver, because still the decision will be made by the embassy or the US consulate, which is basically adjudicating the application. Now, your second question was, what is the possibility that it would be granted?
Yes.
Again, you have to prepare a very persuasive waiver application.
Especially if you came in on a fake passport.
Right. You know, recently I filed one. It was about 9 months back, and exactly this was the allegation that the wife had entered on a fake passport. So
That shows a
Yeah, well-
felonious intent.
yeah. So, but again, since she is the wife of a US citizen,
They take mercy.
waiver is available, and we prepared a good case, and recently it was approved.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's what you call good lawyering.
Yeah, you know, all immigration lawyers, they are well trained to.
No, not all immigration
You know,
lawyers are well trained.
This is the way that immigration lawyers can make a difference in the lives of their clients.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What are the eligibility provisions for waivers which went into effect in 2013? I understand there are some relaxations that became recently effective.
Yeah, sure, Ken. The provisional waivers are only available if there is a pending application for green cards, as we said, or so-called immigrant visas, or as an immediate relative, that is a spouse or parent or minor unmarried child of a US citizen. In addition, the applicant is required to show that his or her US citizen spouse or parent would suffer extreme hardship if they were to live separately. You know, we prepare a very comprehensive application. So, how we determine and demonstrate very well to the USCIS that US citizen spouse or green card holder spouse is going to experience extreme hardship. Now, we include several factors. First of all, we would say, what are the country conditions? If you know that there are some terrorist activities going on, let us say a person has come from Balochistan, and if that person were to go back to Balochistan in Pakistan, and we know that what kinds of bad things are going on in Balochistan. So, we will say that this person has the fear to his life if this person were to be sent to Balochistan. And likewise, we talk about the medical conditions, and then we look at the composition of the family. If there is a child, let us say 5 years old child of the couple, if mother has to go,
And maybe even if the child was born in the United States.
most of the times it so happens. Most of the times it
Is
so
that what's
happens.
called an anchor child?
Yes, the anchor child, but you know, the regulation requirement is basically that it should be to the spouse or parent, right? So, the hardship. So, we have to explain, if the child and the mother were to go, what kind of extreme hardship it would cause to the father. Of course, he will have to make frequent visits to his country to see his child and his wife. It would cost a lot of money. Then we will argue, it's a
Is it
question.
the hardship to the applicant or to the child? I mean, here's an American citizen. Let's assume that his parents were legal when he was born.
Right.
Not that they snuck in, not they were even tourists,
Right.
but they were legal. He was born, he's an American citizen, and now because his mother and him are being sent out of the country, it doesn't seem right, if they were legal. Now, tourist is a different thing.
Right.
You know, you're passing through, that doesn't give you,
Right.
shouldn't give you
As I said,
all rights like it
the
does.
waiver is available only if there is an extreme hardship to the spouse or parent, not to the child. So your focus should be on the spouse or parent. So we are talking about the spouse-child situation.
I see a sign where you have to be
Oh,
wrapping
okay.
up.
I know that. So that's why you have to take care of all these factors, basically to prove a very persuasive application that this would cause extreme hardship if you want to see the approval.
I thank you very much. Great presentation of these issues.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and it's always a great pleasure to answer your questions.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.